Lee Jones here from Hotspawn, and I'm joined by Team Liquid's Nats after starting EMEA Stage 2 with a win. And it was a win against Koi, who have been, not exactly that great this season, but I guess it's almost like, for you, did it kind of feel like facing a new team? They've had so many changes, and there's, I guess, not much there to use for prep and stuff.
I would say we were surprised of their play style a bit. We were not expecting that will be that aggressive for the. I don't think Bind they played like that, but I think Icebox and Lotus they played very aggressive, and we were a bit surprised. But yeah, I mean, first game of a new tournament, it's always like this. You don't know what to expect, and you need to always adjust. You need to always adapt because you don't have any anti on the enemies. So that's kind of how the game went today.
Sure. And yeah, a debut for Trex as well. How do you think he did today?
I think he did good in terms of helping the team in micro adjustments overall during the maps. Individually, I didn't really pay attention how in which scenarios he was, but I think for the first game, he did fine. And it's going to be better and better and better because he's already a very experienced player. He's been on the stage so many times. He played so many official games. That's why he's already just experienced. I think the experience talks for itself.
For sure. What was your did you see any of like the off-season drama with him and like Durka and stuff? What was your reaction on that?
I did so. I honestly don't have really any reaction on that kind of things because I don't know what is happening inside of the team.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not really thinking what's happening in the other teams, what's happening inside. Oh wow. And I'm not actually sure can I fix that. And I'm focusing only what's happening in our team inside. That's it. I'm not focusing what's happening with the other ones.
Let's talk about Masters a little bit. I know it's a little while ago now, but I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on a few things on it. Just firstly, that obviously the situation of you not being able to go at the beginning. Just maybe like while that process is still going on, and once the guys were over there and you were still at home, was there stuff you were doing remotely? Like what was that like? What were you able to input still while you couldn't join?
Unfortunately, it was hard to implement something since they lost IGL. They lost the person who would speak and have ideas during the server. That's why they were doing most of the stuff by their own. So to understand how they want to see, how they want to approach all of the stuff. That's why I couldn't honestly do much there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like this. And when I come, we just start doing the stuff what we were doing before.
Yeah, because I imagine like your like leadership probably would have been a big miss for them as well. Because I was watching you and Lohan on the spike drop, and I thought it was interesting what you were saying about being the IGL on there, where you were saying like from your perspective, actually being like the leader in the group is like almost more important than like what you do in game and the calls and things like that. And yeah, I thought that was quite unique and really interesting. Obviously, everyone sees your speeches. I think everyone watching would run through brick walls for you when they see that, myself included. But how did you kind of come to have that sort of like personality, or was there like, is there anyone you've looked up to that had those sort of qualities where you've kind of taken things, or even from I don't know sports or anything that kind of led to you being this leader figure?
I don't think I watched someone specific. I do watch some interviews and all of that stuff, and I'm the person who is taking the stuff from all of that interviews, from what I see, from what I hear, and I remember remember that kind of stuff. Maybe all of that topics did that kind of what's happening right now, but I didn't have anyone who would I just watch. Okay, I want to be as him. I'm just trying to be me, and I'm doing that stuff of feelings, and when I feel it's needed. And this one is actually going crazy. By the way. Oh, nice, it's better. But yeah, that's how I see it.
Sure. And just maybe one more on Masters as well. So, just how do you feel it could have gone differently if you were there from the start? Because especially like the first match, it feels like you guys probably were the favorites, and you'd have to kind of think you would have won if you were there. Is it like frustrating that run could have been further if there wasn't those issues?
I'm not sure frustration, and I mean we don't know how it would be even if I would be there. But I think if I would be there, at least it would be a bit better benchmark, I would say, because Bangkok, it was first tournament for most of the people in the team, like first international tournament. So that's why people were adjusting, people were trying to be just new experience. And for Masters Toronto, it was already okay. One international event passed. Now we already used get experience. Now we're gonna use that experience. And unfortunately, we face something new that none of us faced. I mean, I never faced. They never faced that, I think. So that's why maybe in terms of just the benchmark to see how we would actually perform after the stage one. Maybe just for that.
Just looking ahead to the rest of stage 2 then as well. Yeah, because I think Koi, like on paper before today, would have seemed like maybe one of the easier matches. Obviously they've come out and been pretty good today. But yeah, you guys still won anyway, so that's all good. But then I guess the next one that looked like a pretty much a free win would have been Apex. But they actually didn't look bad yesterday either. So kind of how do you evaluate the group at the moment? Is there any games you're looking out for that could be tricky ones or anything like that?
I would say there is two things. First thing that we're gonna be improving match by match with a new player because we also didn't have I would say much time to implement all of the new stuff. So that's why we're gonna be keep evolving. And I think most of the teams, honestly, with the new people didn't have time to understand. Okay, this is gonna be the direction team is gonna be taking. This is the direction we're gonna be playing the game. For example, the same Koi. This week they play like this. Maybe they will do the vote review, and next week they're gonna come with a different approach. So first week, especially when you do roster changes, it's always to see how it look like, how the map will looking like, how everyone is feeling on the roles, and I mean all of that default thing. So I'm actually not sure how it will be. I think after second or third week, it's where you already start understanding in what kind of shape every team, what kind of understanding and idea they have, because meta also shifting, and it depends which meta people will go into.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one other thing people have been discussing a bit over the last few weeks. I guess it's kind of in line with the 5th anniversary of Valorant, but a lot of people have been kind of discussing their top 10s or who's their GOAT and everything like this. If you had to do a quick top 5 of all time, who would be in your top 5? And of course, you're allowed to include yourself if you want as well.
That's gonna take a while, 100%. I'm very bad at that kind of things. Sitting and the issue is, I would love to do that. I would be sad if I'll forget someone who deserves to be
Yeah.
in top 5. That's why this thing from my side saying that I just don't want to do it on random. But
Okay.
there is, yeah, I think specifically top 5. I think I would love to think before I make, because I didn't do that specifically because I wanted to think. I didn't end up doing that. But I mean, it's funny, and there is some obvious names, but for me, I would say other names also. But
Okay.
I don't want to do that right now.
No, it makes sense. I've asked a few players recently, and like every one of them will have one like really glaring one that they've forgotten. I think Zelsis
Yeah.
did 0 Pacific players in his like top 10, and it was like all Americas. So it's a safe option.
That's the thing. That's why I don't want to just say whoever will come to me, because if I'm saying top 5, like I'm from start of the game. There is people who deserve to be in top 5, and it's not good if I just forget that he exists because there is so many players.
No, understandable. One other thing I saw as well in your appearance on the spike drop was the origin of your name that like partly came just because you like nuts. If you're not going to do top 5 players, what's your top 3 nuts then? Go on.
I think for the first one I would put pistachio. Actually, I might will struggle with the English names. Is it walnut that
Yeah.
looks like a brain?
Mhm.
And the third one I don't have. I would actually eat the rest of them, but these first two I'm eating the most.
Nice. Yeah. Good choices, I think. Well, I think that's all we got time for, Nat. So yeah, thanks very much for the interview. Congrats on the win again today, and good luck in the rest of stage 2.
Thank you so
That's on.
much.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice evening.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.